This is OXDF looking at the strange USB in Sans Holiday Hack 2021. I've got a terminal here. I've got access to mallard.py, and I've got access to the strange USB device here, which happens to have an infect.bin. That is the code that a rubber ducky uses. I'll go into this in the blog post a little bit more, but for now, what I want to do is be able to decode that. So I'm going to do Python 3 mallard.py, and then I'll give it dash. If I run it with no arguments, it shows me how to run it. Most importantly, I need to give it the -f for file, and then I can give it the mount USB device inject.bin. It's going to spit out a lot of stuff here, but I thought it'd be interesting to walk through all of this. So again, what a rubber ducky does is it injects keystrokes and mouse clicks. So basically what's happening here is when you put a USB device in, you might, someone might drop this in a parking lot with the hope that someone else will stick it in, or they might have a malicious insider who sticks it into a computer that they want to gain access to. And then this script says, here's what the rubber ducky is going to do when it's plugged in. And so you can see here, it's trying to, it's entering the space key, waiting, and then trying to get a terminal, and then get a bin bash. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to make this directory .config sudo. And it's going to start putting a script in there. So it's going to echo the shebang into that file. It's going to hit enter. Then it's going to put in user bin sudo and actually run the real sudo along with a $@ which basically says take all of the arguments that were passed into this script and pass them into that script. Then it's going to prompt for the sudo user password. It's going to read that password. It's going to put that to the real sudo, typing it to dev null, and check the response. And so if the response was 1, which means it failed, it's going to print that this failed, this failure message with the username and password, and it's going to send it into this dev TCP domain port. And so that's actually going to make a connection. It's going to send it out over the network, over TCP to this trollfun.jacksour.com, and it's going to print try again, and it's going to run real sudo. Else, if it's the right password, so if this test comes back true, correct, then it's going to send that the valid password was found to the same address, and it's going to print the working. It's going to print the password into sudo and run it for real, this time with the arguments trying to actually run it. So from the user's point of view, you're going to get a prompt, you're going to put your password in, and then if you put it in correctly, it's going to run the command you want it to run. And in the background, off went your creds to this attacker site. So anyway, all of that goes into config sudo sudo. It's going to change mod to make it executable. Each time here, it's having to put the enter key to make it happen. It's doing a delay to give the computer a chance to run it before it continues. Then it's going to export path such that the front of the path, it's the old path, but with appended on the front, this new backdoor directory. And it's going to put that in the profile and in the rseek file. I guess that's just a little bit of redundancy. And so now, once that's done, as soon as somebody tries to run sudo, they're going to be sending their creds off to the bad guy. Then there's this echo string here, and then it echoes this string into rev base64 bash. There's a delay, it clears the history, it removes the history, and it exits, and it's done. So we've seen one backdoor there already where it's sending off the credentials. We'll definitely want to take a look at this other one here. There's a trick in these, because of the way they've got these terminals set up, you can't, because it's Tmux, but it's mouse enabled, allowing you to click back and forth. The way I found to actually copy is if you run tmux set option mouse off, now you can copy. You can't actually get up here anymore, so I'll have to turn mouse back on if I want to do that. But for now, what's more important is I want to run this. And I'm not going to pipe it into, so you can already tell it's a base64 encoded string, and it's backwards because the padding's at the front. So that's what rev does, is it reverses the order. So cat becomes tac. Then it base64 decodes it and pipes it into bash. I'm just going to get up to the part where base64 decodes it, and because I don't want to actually pipe it into bash, I just want to see what string would be run. So we'll paste this here and we'll run it, and you can see that it is echoing this SSH key into SSH authorized keys. And so The challenge here, what we're looking for is what the troll username is. So we have the username associated with this key is IckyPoo, and we will grab that right here. Copy it. We'll do tmux set option, set dash option mouse on. We'll click up here. We can't, actually, I don't know why I copied it. We can't paste, but it's ICKY, Icky, Mick, Goop. That's right. And that's correct, and we unlocked the challenge. Thanks, and I'll talk to you next time.